You know what? Mother Teresa isn't even her real name. That's her real name. What's she hiding? She never had kids, and her name is not Teresa. So what's the deal with all the money, Agnes Gonza, Mother Teresa, huh?
Agnes Gonja Boyajiu.
Yeah. On her world travel, she raised well over $50 million by some account. And yet, where did all of it go? Well, as with most bullshit, follow the money.
Mother Teresa's money is mostly spent on religious activities and not on the poor. Dr. Arup Chatterjee, author of Mother Teresa, The Final Verdict.
According to this guy, Mother Teresa built over 100 facilities around the world, all bearing her name and that of her organization, Missionaries of Charity, which is a lot better than the original name, Nuns on the Dole.
If you look at the breakdown of our organization throughout the world, you would find that half or slightly more than half are actually nunneries and brothers' homes.
I don't think that's what people thought they were giving the money for, was the building of religious institutions to hire and train an order of completely obedient, uneducated nuns.
I don't know what's creepier, that this was her real agenda, or that stooges like Catholic Boy here admit it.
Mother Teresa was not interested in having blue-chip hospices. She was interested in expanding them.
Let's take a tour of her home for the dying in Calcutta. It won't be a happy stroll.
This so-called home for the dying, which is her flagship home, is the grimmest place imaginable. Mother Teresa's order does not provide for proper beds in the home. They're little hammocks. There's a communal toilet that people have to defecate in presence of each other. They are not allowed visits from their friends or relatives. Very strange. They have to lie in the bed or sit in the bed consistently.
She had the fucking coin and she pissed it away on nunneries? Okay, this is really pissing us off. Come on, let's check out her books and, see exactly how all of her money is spent.
Missionaries of Charity is the only Indian charitable organization which do not publish its accounts for the public to obtain them. Much of our foreign money is kept in the Vatican Bank.
Fucking cunt! But these bullshit living conditions, that's not very Christ-like, or is it?
We see Christ in the broken body, and we touch him, and that touch comes from the deep faith that Christ cannot deceive.
It was her obsession with suffering and her obsession that people need to suffer in order to come close to Jesus.
Obsession with suffering? What we need is an insider who can verify that, like a former nun or something.
I'm Kelly Dunham. I'm an ex-nun on the run and a stand-up comic, and I'm hanging out here in front of this Catholic church.
Seek, and ye shall find.
So, like most of you, I'm sure, I used to be a nun. I'm an ex-nun.
Kelly's a stand-up comic in Philadelphia, but at one time she was called Sister Mercy and worked side by side with Mother Teresa in a convent in New York. What she saw surprised her.
The biggest thing that I think that Mother Teresa should maybe be held accountable for is this cult of suffering that she's created. She definitely has a kind of harsh side.
At the convent, Kelly was moved by the pain and misery of the residents, but angered by how she was instructed to deal with it. She was told to be like Mother Teresa.
It was required for you to kind of subvert every human emotion. If one of the goals of the Missionaries of Charity is to really love people, you've essentially cut yourself off from loving people.
That was a life Kelly didn't want.
Hopefully this will cover my soul for talking shit about Mother Teresa.
So she quit the church.
Could never get them lit when I was a nun either. They're in the business of alleviating suffering, but I think that they believe a lot in suffering, and it's hard to do both at the same time.
So what was it with Mother Teresa's suffering kink? Is that how she got off?
Mother Teresa wanted people to live in impoverished conditions so she could identify with the poor whom she's serving.
Whoa, let's play that back. Did he just say what I think he said?
Oh, absolutely. Mother Teresa wanted people to live in impoverished conditions so she could identify with the poor whom she's serving.
They had to suffer so Mother fucking Teresa could be enlightened? Oh, what a saint. She must have been so enlightened she glowed in the dark.
She wasn't in the least bit interested in alleviating poverty.
We asked Christopher Hitchens about it, and after a few more cigarettes and glasses of scotch, he summed it up for us.
Can we finish this first?
Okay. I would say it was a certainty that millions of people died because of her work, and millions more were made poorer, stupider, more sick, more diseased, more fearful, and more ignorant.